Hello. Okay, let's go down the rabbit hole together. I have a spread before me. Let's go through them first. 57, teaching and learning. Clarified by number 7, Libra, balance. Number 41, third house, communication. You're meant to teach, to use your throat chakra, to support others. You are a lover of learning. You are a strong communicator. You have a strong throat chakra. You are connected to source. So likely you have, or you may have already started doing something that is more spiritual leaning, that demonstrates your devotion to your spirituality, your divinity, your spiritual path. You learn a lot about spiritual topics, possibly sacred wisdom, sacred knowledge. You are very balanced, stable within. Next card, 16, rebirth. You are being reborn. This is a time of rebirth. It may be a time right now where you are in the womb. This is a transitional period. You are being born anew into your more emboldened self. Rebirth, clarified by number 40, second house, resources. This makes me think, well, I'm noticing the red apple, the root chakra. You're very stable, grounded. Look at all these coins, making me think of pentacles. More grounded energy. You're grounded in the material world, but you also know that you are divine. You are divine in human form. But resources, it makes me think that on this new cycle of yours, you will be receiving more resources. Also, on your healing path, one of the wounds that you may have had to heal were money wounds, wounds around abundance. So you've learned to shift your mindset from a lack mindset, scarcity mindset, poverty mindset, to an abundance growth mindset. You know that you are here for more. You know that you are innately abundant. Next card, 41, self-discipline. More reds for the root chakra. Green, heart chakra, heart opening, heart healing, self-discipline. You went within. You went within to know thyself. That has given you more spiritual strength and wisdom. You've learned to accept yourself, to be more compassionate towards yourself. You are better at focusing on yourself and not looking outside for external distractions. You understand that energy flows where attention goes. Your attention is directed more and more within. You're feeling more peaceful. As I said, you're feeling more grounded and stable. You're better at managing your energies. You're a sensitive soul, so you may need a lot of rest. And you've learned to surrender and accept that about you. Self-discipline, clarified by number 34, North Node, future. 444 when I looked at the timer. Number 4s may be significant. 4s standing for, no pun intended, stability, groundedness, You may be future focused, or at least you have dreams for yourself, for your life. But you're learning more and more too, because you're grounded, to remain in the present moment as best as humanly possible. But what you're doing, one of your purposes, to teach, that will impact the future. Next card. 19, pride. Clarified by number 55. Major changes, major transformation. Transits, climate. You've changed the climate within you, your energetic climate, your energetic environment within your divine vessel. Transits makes me think of transitions. This is a very pivotal and transitional time for you, and correspondingly within the collective. Last card. 81, leadership. Look at all the reds. Stability. You're a stable leader. You've claimed your sovereignty. You are the creator and leader of your life. Clarified by number 47, 9th house, exploration. You've gone within. Makes me think of self-reflection. You're very introspective. But also, exploration makes me think of traveling. And I'm noticing this hot air balloon here. Travel may be part of your purpose in your teaching and leadership role. But also, you will have the resources to travel around the world as you so choose, to work from anywhere in the world, potentially. That's the type of freedom that you are manifesting. Okay, let's go to the guidebook. Let's read up on resources. If your chart were a village map, your second house would hold your bank, museum, and warehouses. It symbolizes what you value, such as your body and your relationship to the material world. The second house also describes that phase of infancy where you're just discovering that you have a body, toes and fingers, and that you can taste and smell. Well, that makes me think of rebirth and the reference that I made to your being in the womb right now. This is a transitional time. You may feel like you're in the in-between right now, between the past and the future, the liminal space, but it is the 0 point of infinite possibilities. Okay, moving on. Action. Explore how you feel about money. Yes, what is your relationship with money? The energy of money. So many people on the spiritual path have mixed feelings about money, their bodies and possessions, drawn to abundance and at the same time wrestling with guilt or discomfort around desire. This approach avoidance conflict around the material world can make it hard to focus your efforts, and it may send out mixed messages until the universe doesn't know how to respond to help you. And I think I mentioned that this may be one of the wounds that you have been healing or have healed. We're all works in progress, right? and you have already shifted your mindset. It's only going to get stronger and stronger, your growth and abundance mindset, as you traverse your journey, as you encounter more lessons, more opportunities to learn and gain wisdom and resilience and a new perspective around having material possessions, including your vessel, your bodily vessel. The second house asks you to build a clear and congruent message about your relationship to your resources that you can stand behind with integrity. Matter is our sacred vessel for spirit. Explore your attitude toward your first resource, your own body and sensuality. Look for that place of balance. I saw balance. Where you honor and respect your physical form, as well as the importance of the soul that inhabits it. Well, look for that place of balance where you honor and respect. Yeah, making me think of the Pride card. Honoring your vessel. Invest your energy toward what you value. Valuing your body, valuing your existence in the material world as spirit in form. This is where you can be a resource to others, and this is where you can get paid. Okay, let me repeat that. Invest your energy toward what you value. What brings you joy? What lights you up? You don't have to think practically. Go by your heart rather than your ego, your logical mind. Invest your energy toward what you value, what is important to you, not anyone else. You are the creator of your life, a sovereign being. What is important and valuable to you? This is where you can be a resource to others, an inspiration, a role model, a living example to others. By just pursuing your dreams, pursuing what makes you happy. And this is where you can get paid. Yes, getting paid to exist. Getting paid to have fun. Imagine that. But that is the kind of world that we are birthing. Clean up your act in the material world. Clean closets, pay bills, deal with other practical things that might appear mundane, but can be a sacred act of aligning the soul to the surroundings. Interesting perspective, right? Paying respect, homage to the mundane. All moments are divine and sacred. Integrity creates a welcoming ground for bounty. Let me read that again. Integrity creates a welcoming ground for bounty. Integrity, well, that's related to love. A high vibrating frequency. Come up with a clear, integrated message to radiate out. Then back that up with action. Challenge. What you see is not all there is. If you are looking for emotional and spiritual satisfaction in your stuff, it will never be enough because it never quite scratches that itch. And yes, having a meaningful life is very important to you. At the same time, we are on earth. We are meant to enjoy the material world, material creations. We are here to create ourselves, but enjoy the creations of others as well. Gift, your skills, your resources, and your interests can all be sacred if you make an offering of your intention and engage your work for the benefit of all sentient beings. It's the intention. I'm going to repeat that. Your skills, your resources, and your interests can all be sacred if you make an offering of your intention and engage your work for the benefit of all sentient beings. Yes. What is your motivation? What are your intentions? The cruciality of your intentions. Intentions that are aligned with integrity. Being true to yourself. Okay, let's move on to the exploration card. I'm sorry, there's a cat here. Excitedly watching the birds. Okay. If your chart were a village map, the 9th house would contain the international airport, university, or broadcasting tower. The 9th house is the original World Wide Web. That makes me think you potentially have or will have a presence on a social platform. Teaching. It speaks of how we expand our world through official and unofficial higher education, travel. There's that word travel. So travel is in the cards for you. International understanding, philosophy, and global communication. And there's that word communication. Yeah, communication. You're meant to use your throat chakra. Okay. Action. Go exploring. Step out of your comfort zone to see what lies beyond the boundaries of your familiar bubble. That makes me think of the word mundane that we read about under the section of resources. Breaking out of daily routines. Just making minor adjustments. It doesn't have to be grand, but it shows the universe that you are ready for more, that you are ready for the new to enter your existence, your reality. Step into a new country, try on a fresh attitude, and immerse yourself in an unusual body of knowledge. Okay, did I mention sacred knowledge, something like that? You are a lover of learning. Make me think of this Page of Swords. Step into a new country, try on a fresh attitude, and immerse yourself in an unusual body of knowledge. So esoteric knowledge, metaphysical knowledge, or a spiritual philosophy you did not grow up with. Having an open mind. It is hard to see your bubble, the lens for your experience, until you step outside it. Look back at your socioeconomic milieu, family and friends, and education, and confront any unconscious assumptions that your people, your class, your culture is all there is. Yes. Expanding your perspective, shifting your perspective. You are being charged to develop a truly diverse perspective and understand that real diversity in a person, ecosystem, or company builds resilience. Make me think of the Hanged Man card in the Tarot. Push your unique boundaries. If you are an urbane international traveler, you may be most stretched by small-town life. Read the philosophy and spirituality from a far corner of the world. Once you've done all this work, share what you've learned. There you go. Share what you've learned. Teaching and learning. Communication. Share what you've learned with the world as a speaker, writer, traveler, teacher, or internet diva. We've referenced all of these possibilities. Internet diva. World Wide Web, right? Speaker, writer, traveler, teacher, or internet diva. Yep, you are meant to use your throat chakra in this lifetime. That will draw in many resources. You will be able to support others, to support your loved ones, not only yourself, it makes me think of the Ten of Pentacles in the Tarot. Okay, challenge. When you finally break through and can see the far horizons, it can be difficult to reconcile the allure of those infinite possibilities with the familiarity of the people close to you. Both are important. Okay, well, that makes me think of balance now. Balance. A balanced perspective. Gift. Widen your horizon and expand your world. Explore in your mind, body, and soul interconnectedness. Everything's connected somehow. Teach what you know. There you go again. Teach what you know. Hint, hint from the universe. Teach what you know. The world is waiting for you. Okay, well, that makes me think of the Star card in the Tarot, or even the Six of Wands. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, let's move on to rebirth. 2121 when I looked at the timer, or 33. A new life. That makes me think. Rebirth, a new life. You're being born anew. I may have already mentioned that. Definition. The action of reappearing or starting to flourish, making me think of resources and abundance, starting to flourish or increase after a decline. Again, look at all these pentacles. I imagine that just them growing. Also, rebirth. Similar word, revival. Making me think, after a time of perceived stagnancy, of stillness. You may be in hermit mode right now. I'm also thinking of the Four of Cups. Okay, similar words to rebirth. Renaissance. Resurrection. Judgment card. Renewal. Resurgence. Making me think of energy. From stillness to surging forward. Regeneration. You are being regenerated. You are being energetically prepared for more momentum. And restoration. You are being restored. From within first, to prepare yourself to receive more energies and resources, more opportunities. And rebirth, it makes me think of remembrance. It's a remembering of your true essence. Okay, now what I noticed when looking at this initial spread was the number 57. Excuse me, 57. And I noticed the two cards that fell out to clarify teaching and learning. Communication, 41, reduces to a 5. The balance card, 7, 57. Okay, 57, 57, 57, 57. Okay, that's 12, 12. I also noticed the self-discipline card, 41, reduces to a 5. The card that fell out to clarify self-discipline was number 34. 3 plus 4 is 7. 57. So, 57 seem to be significant. 57 or 12. I'm thinking now. Initially, I was just thinking 57. And even, you can even go so far as looking at the transit card, 5, 55. 5, and right beside it, the future card, 34. 5, 7. So let's look up. Oh, and look at this. It's 1:57 right now on the timer or on the clock on my iPad. 1:57. Okay. So let's look at 57, the meaning of 57. In numerology, the number 57 combines the energies of 5 and 7, symbolizing creativity, adventure, make me think of exploration, and introspection. I think I mentioned introspection. You're spending a lot of time alone in hermit mode, introspecting, getting to know thyself. Okay, 5 represents freedom, change, and personal expression. Communication, teaching. While 7 signifies spiritual growth, intuition, and deeper understanding. The purples, third eye and crown. Spiritual growth, well, that makes me think of just your devotion to yourself, self-discipline, self-focus. Personal growth is important to you. A deeper understanding, yeah, and that makes me think of teaching and learning. You love learning. You may be very curious about human psychology and human behavior, but also, I may have also already mentioned, just gaining and gathering other pieces of knowledge, esoteric knowledge, for example, and you synthesize your research, come to your own conclusions, put the pieces together on your own. That may be fun for you. You may enjoy puzzles, putting together puzzles. You may enjoy mystery novels. You like figuring things out. Individuals influenced by 57 often exhibit a blend of curiosity, adventure, and a desire for self-expression. You are a creator innately. We are all creators. Again, self-expression, communication. This number is associated with creative pursuits, social connections, and personal growth. Yep, social connections. If you haven't met your soul tribe already, you will be. That's part of your path. Perhaps when you are exploring the world or on the World Wide Web. Okay. In relationships, 57 suggests a need for open communication and personal growth, encouraging partners to support each other's interests. Overall, the number 57 encourages individuals to embrace their creativity and explore new opportunities, resources, while maintaining a balance between personal freedom and spiritual insight. Yeah, teaching and learning. Hermit card, Hierophant card. Okay. Let's just there. Self-discipline. Okay, let's go to self-discipline now. That made me think path of self-mastery. You're on a path of self-mastery, especially mastering your mind, your mental power. Also, it made me think self-evolution, personal growth. Oh, okay, well, we read about that just now. And self-realization, yeah. Okay, we already talked about number 55 and transits, how the word transits made me think of transition, a transition period. Being in a transition period, almost like you're in the womb before emerging. Okay. Now, for some reason, I went down the rabbit hole and it made me, maybe it was seeing the word future, but it made me think of Lemuria. So let's go down the rabbit hole. Oh, first let's go over the meaning of North Node. You may already know, but I'm going to read it anyway. You never know what you'll discover. The North Node represents your soul's growth, guiding you toward your life purpose and the lessons you are meant to embrace in this lifetime. What the North Node represents. In astrology, the North Node is a point in your birth chart where the moon's orbit intersects the ecliptic, symbolizing the direction your soul is meant to evolve toward. It is often called the true node, dragon's head, or Rahu in Vedic astrology. Unlike planets, it is not a physical body, but a mathematical point that acts as a spiritual compass, pointing toward qualities, experiences, and challenges that foster growth and fulfillment. And we already covered how you are likely very much into personal growth. It's your soul. It's your true essence, nudging you toward your purpose here, which is to evolve. The South Node, directly opposite the North Node, represents your comfort zone, past life habits, and natural talents that you have already mastered. Oh, and we mentioned self-mastery, right? While these skills are valuable, over-reliance on them can lead to stagnation. Oh, and we mentioned stagnation. The North Node encourages you to step out of familiar patterns and embrace new, sometimes uncomfortable, experiences that align with your soul's purpose. Okay, we read about stepping out of your comfort zone in the guidebook, right? Was it in regards to exploration? Yes, most likely. Spiritual lessons and growth. The North Node is associated with karmic lessons and the evolution of your soul. It highlights the qualities you are meant to develop, such as independence, courage, creativity, or compassion. You're developing all of these. Independence, courage, creativity, compassion, depending on a zodiac sign and house placement. Engaging with these qualities often feels unfamiliar at first, but leads to deep fulfillment and spiritual growth. And this is what you truly desire, deep fulfillment, not surface level, superficial fulfillment, which is, well, you got to take fulfillment out of the equation if it's superficial. This is what you long for. This is what your soul is calling you to realize, deep fulfillment. And it took you to feel empty at times in your life journey to come to this truth that you are meant to live a fulfilling life, to be connected rather than disconnected from your material existence. Key insight. The North Node is not about abandoning your past or South Node strengths. Rather, it is about integrating your existing talents while consciously developing new qualities. Yes, integration. That guide you toward your soul's highest purpose. By embracing the North Node's lessons, you step into a path of authenticity, fulfillment, and spiritual evolution. Okay, now let's go to Lemuria. The spiritual civilization. Okay, so I found a website called voicewithin.co. The blog post, the title is called Lemurian Roots, Ancient Wisdom, Modern Spirit. That stands out to me. Ancient and modern, hybridizing, taking wisdom from the past and modernizing it somehow. Okay. Lemurian Roots, Ancient Wisdom, Modern Spirit, and the Mystery of a Lost Civilization. And it was posted September 4th, 2025. I'm not going to read all of it. There's some sections that I would like to focus on. Let's see here. Okay. The spiritual civilization, Lemurian values and wisdom. The heart of Lemurian tradition centers on community and inner wisdom. Stories say these people valued peace, uplifted each other, and connected on a soul level. This is a society, the world that we are creating right now. We are creating the future in the present moment. Their society didn't focus on power or war. Instead, Lemurian culture revolved around compassion and unity. Lemurians considered themselves part of a larger whole. I think I may have mentioned parts of a whole. They believed every being had a spark of the same light. We are all divine sparks. Heart-centered living. Daily life placed strong emphasis on kindness, gentleness, and emotional honesty. Sacred feminine. Many sources describe the Lemurian era as ruled by the nurturing and intuitive feminine, not just as, quote, woman in charge, but as an energy, soft yet strong. Making me think of the Empress card in the Tarot. These values continue to inspire today's seekers to practice more compassion and see themselves as part of a global family. Advanced know-how, telepathy, crystals, and energy. Lemurian tradition celebrates abilities many now call psychic or spiritual gifts. You are very spiritually gifted. Now I'm getting, and Spirit wants you to recognize that in yourself. Stories say Lemurians could communicate through thought, no words needed. Imagine talking with a friend and understanding each other without speaking. That's how Lemurians are said to have shared ideas and emotions. Okay, telepathy. It's believed Lemurian families and communities used telepathy for honest, heart-to-heart exchanges. Crystal technology. Lemurian crystals, with their unique striations, are thought by some to be ancient storage devices for information and energy. These stones are prized for meditation and healing, connecting users with forgotten wisdom. Okay, and healing arts. Their knowledge of energy and vibration set the stage for advanced healing practices. Some say using sound, color, and crystals to restore balance and well-being. Didn't we read somewhere the word restore or restoration, something like that. Well, there's balance here. Okay, connection with nature and Earth's energies. Lemurian teachings remind us that our well-being is tied to our relationship with nature, interconnectedness. Traditional stories describe these people living in step with the cycles of the earth, honoring land, sea, and sky as sacred. Earth-based rites. Rituals were simple and sincere, often involving song, water, and gratefulness for all living things. Animal and plant wisdom. Lemurians were said to communicate with plants and animals, learning from them and treating them as equals. Place of power. Certain locations were believed to be energy portals, and the Lemurians would gather at these spots to heal or recharge. This harmony with the land and the belief in Earth as a living being fits neatly with today's push toward sustainability and reconnecting with nature. You'll find echoes of Lemurian practices in the way many modern healers use sacred sites, crystals, and rituals to honor the planet. Skipping ahead too, okay. Mount Shasta and modern sightings. Mount Shasta in Northern California stands out as the modern spiritual home of the Lemurian myth. Stories say survivors of Lemuria settled in hidden cities beneath the snow-capped peak. People travel from all over to experience the mystery and wonder for themselves. Okay, there's one bullet point here. UFOs and light phenomena. The mountain is a hot spot for UFO reports and odd lights in the sky. Some claim these are Lemurian spacecraft or energy portals. Now, the reason why that bullet point stood out to me is that may be one of the synchronicities that you may be noticing at this time. References to UFOs or UFOs, maybe you have personal experience. Maybe you have encountered extraterrestrials, have had sightings of extraterrestrial beings or star beings. References to other dimensions. You may be experiencing at this time, as I mentioned, a number of synchronicities. References to ancient civilizations, such as ancient Egypt or Lemuria, for example, Atlantis, but also beings from other dimensions, or we can say the future. We are receiving so much support now. And it makes sense because this is a very pivotal moment in the history of planet Earth. So we are receiving so much support at this time. Help. They're all converging to support planet Earth, Mother Earth, and Mother Earth is helping. We're all in this together, realizing the new Earth. Okay, and one more section. Okay, little notes. Okay. The legend of Lemuria endures because it speaks to something deep inside us. A wish for unity, wisdom, and a spirit of hope that survives any loss. 44:44 when I looked at the timer. Lemurian stories, whether rooted in ancient memory or born from spiritual longing, ask us to see ourselves as connected to each other, to the earth, and to something greater than what science can always explain. Emphasis on listening to our heart, our inner knowing. Despite those beliefs, those inner knowings being labeled as woo-woo, delusional. For spiritual seekers, Lemuria isn't just a sunken land or a missing link in history, it's a living symbol. As new discoveries show how much we still don't know about our world's past, these myths encourage us to listen closer to our intuition and to honor the unseen. Oh, I love that. Honor the unseen. And that is what you are doing. You are honoring the unseen. And that in turn, it's a symbiotic relationship. You are honoring yourself because you are honoring your truth. Lemurian teachings remind us to hybridize, right? To blend science, heart, and imagination as we look for meaning. Let the spirit of the Lemurian legend inspire your path. Explore ancient wisdom. Trust your gifts. And carry forward the message of compassion that has echoed through generations. Take a moment to reflect. What lost wisdom might be waiting within your own story? Okay. Okay, and let me just briefly, this doesn't go on as long as the blog post about Lemuria. Let's go over the meaning of power number 55. Power number 55 reduces to 1. 5 plus 5 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. The 1 is leadership. Independence. We mentioned independence already. Makes me think of the 9 of Pentacles. Independence. Individuality. Makes me think of self-discipline. Self-focus. And things outside the box. Exploration. Going outside your comfort zone. Pairing these qualities with the 5, the most unconventional, adventurous, and freedom-loving number, is a perfect fit. We're seeing that word adventurous a lot. Yes, get ready for more adventure on your path. Okay. There's some more here. In numerology, the number 55 signifies big changes and freedom. Freedom is also standing out. Adventure, freedom. Adventure, freedom. Lots of page energy. Kind of like this youthful optimism, enthusiasm. Also, the Fool card. Big changes and freedom. It represents a time for growth and trying new things. Yeah, exploration. Adventure and transformation. The energy of 55 encourages making positive choices and indicates that a major transformation is on the way. Independence and exploration. There's that word independence again, and literally exploration. It emphasizes the importance of independence and the freedom to explore new experiences. Positive messages from the universe. Often seen as an angel number, it encourages staying positive as you face new beginnings. Rebirth. These interpretations highlight the dynamic and transformative nature of the number 55 in numerology. Okay. Quite the rabbit hole we went down. Okay, hopefully that made sense. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to stop it there. So, have a beautiful, adventurous journey. Take care.